I'm Mantak Chia, greeting from the Tao Garden. Today we're going to talk about the Qigong. And the Taoism go back many thousand years. They've been studied and have so many practice and Qigong form and practice and how to have more energy, Qi. So the Qigong is they discover that in this, the air that we breathe in have not only the oxygen, but so many other energy. So why the Qi, and this one, the energy that in the, we call the energy in the space in the universe, when we breathe into the air, we cannot take it in. And so the Tao discovered that palm is the first thing you can learn. So in the because the palm involved with energy that the palm and the soul. So the whole thing is that you learn how the palm, and we divide them into negative fingers and positive fingers. So thumb, index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, we call a negative, a blue energy. And the palm and the pinky fingers, palm and the pinky fingers, we call the positive energy. So in the Tao we call yin yang, and the always represented by the Tai Chi. So when the Tai Chi started to spin, yin put the yang, yang push the yin, and it generates energy, we call Qi, life force. And when you have this yin yang become like a section, a drawing Qi. Because Qi, we have to breathe and draw in. So the air that go to the nose is only oxygen, and the rest, the body cannot use it. It cannot know how to do it. Now, but within our space here, there are energy. So this is the picture of the West. What I know that they spend about 8 billion research in the Switzerland, Lucerne, to research it, a particle. And they built a very big runway. In the first time, it burned out. And they spent another 8 billion euro, build another way. And they get a particle spinning very fast and let them hit together, bang. So they spent 18 billion euro and they get this picture. That is a very expensive picture, because so when the two cosmic particles hit together, bang, this picture come out. And now, and they take this picture, they said that is the universe. That is the whole universe. And they discover that the whole universe has the so it's a dark violet light. So the whole universe is a dark violet light. It's very dark. So at night we see it's dark. We have day because the sun closer to us, and we have the day because when we spin the other way, no sun, it become night. And that is actually reflect a real universe. The whole universe is a dark, dark violet light. And the West also discovered that the same as the Tao believe, this is the dark energy and the dark matter. So they So we call dark energy is yang. Dark, dark, dark matter, it can be yin. Okay, yang, yin, yin yang, and it forms the whole universe. And so this violet light, the violet light, this is what the Tao discovered, that they have this violet light in the Tao. Always talk about violet light. That is a long, long time, because when you meditate, especially when people, we have dark room practice in the winter. We have the whole series of whole practice from basic healing love, Vision 1, Vision 2, Vision 3. Now, lesser, greatest enlightenment and sealing 5 senses, we have to do in the dark room. So that is and we will do the first time, and I mean after 3 years. Now, this is the 4th year. When the COVID, we have to close down, because you have no way to have all the people in the room sitting together, practice together in the dark, in a space, you know. So so the lesser, greatest, and signified senses will be practicing in the dark room. And so this dark violet light, they have, this is what the West also talking about. They said they have intelligence and they have wisdom, and they form a network, okay, and interconnecting together on each other. And similarly to our brain connecting to the whole body. So that is the whole universe is just reflecting us. So this violet light has the highest healing power. And this violet light also can be programmed. So that is very important. So this dark violet light, when we receive it, so this one, this is what the science, the newest one, they say there are 70% of dark energy, and it's dark matter that when they collide together, bang, they're creating something. Okay, so they think that all the planet, all the star is this dark matter, dark energy come together, bang, and they're creating out. So they said they have a creating power, dark matter and dark energy. But the most important part is we talk about this dark violet light. And this is one of the research. They discovered that ultraviolet light biosignal right on the spiral of the DNA. And they discovered that every cell have to have this violet light. If any cell don't have this, if any cell, because it's the one that make the cells active, alive. But if any cells have no this dark violet light, it turn themselves into a cancer cell. That means it turn off the violet light. That means that the violet light being turned off. So when it turn off, that means it turn to cancer cells. So they discover that the cancer cell have no violet light. Okay, and they discover that when one cell accidentally, they are switch, don't know how they turn on. They are switch that they turn off, and then they cannot receive the violet light. So they turn to, and they cannot have, they cannot connecting with other people, other cells. So they think they are alone. They are alone. and they have no communication, so they are low. So they turn to cancer cell, and the cancer cell is our cells. But the violet light turn off, and now they think they are themselves. So they can creating. It's the DNA. They can creating. So this ultraviolet DNA cells, they turn themselves into like cancer cell. Cancer cell is that they don't listen to anybody, they cannot talk to anybody. So when they want to, they can be right on the middle of the street, they dig a hole and build a building there. And that's what happened. They go into organ and there's a dig in, and I want to build something. Okay, so they build something not in the order of the whole system. So just to build whatever they want become. So that's how we call a cancer. A cancer cell is our cell. So the Tao, with this, and the Tao talking about that, all this. So the whole first thing that when we do the Qigong, the first thing I will transmit you, opening your palm, transmit you the energy. And I'm so good now with when I close my eye, I look into the darkness, and the dark white light just come. And there are two things that now is very clear to me is the sound. Right now, primordial sound and primordial light is everywhere. But can we hear them? That's all. So this primordial sound is a very high-pitched sound, and in this room it's very loud. Okay. So when I focus on it, I listen to it. So in the whole process, when I help you to first thing, help you to see this violet light, and help you to hear this high frequency, or we call the primordial sound. So I help you. And so we have to turn the ear into a blue color, okay? And ear corner and ears and ear corner inside the mechanical turn to blue. And now when you train and practice, I help you. And for me, in this room, the primordial sound is much louder than my house. I don't know why. Okay, so when I come here, I listen to, oh my gosh, it's so high. So this room is the highest. In my room, I have to sit and meditate, and the primordial sound come. Now, the primordial light is everywhere now. When I do practice, I close my eye, look into the darkness. Now the primordial light come. And the primordial light come, you can see a dark violet light, and it turned to much brighter. Okay, and this dark violet light, so we said, is give us the wisdom, give us the intelligence and wisdom, and interconnecting to each other. Okay, and it like our brain, connecting to the whole body. Okay. So that is the first. So that is the energy. So when we understand this energy, now we human use so much energy every day. So now all our energy is depending on the food now, food and breathing. That's all. Okay, and when we have no energy, what kind of food can give me more energy? Okay, so we end up with looking for eating. But in the Tao say, hey, there's so much energy, and when you started to learn the Qigong, you started to feel, hey, there are many different energy here. Okay, that I can bring them in. So in the Tao, very emphasize that in our navel, below the navel, we said a Dantian. So the first step, is in our palm. Our palm. So our palm, we have to activate this palm, negative, positive, and when we activate them. So every Qigong, this is the alchemy part. So every Qigong need inner alchemy, because you're moving hand and leg for what? If you cannot gather the Qi and transform the Qi, condense the Qi and bring them in to the navel. So we're going to go to learn the most important about the navel, because the navel is the only places that you can take energy and store energy below the navel. Okay, so that is the place Qi can come in. Okay, definitely when hand is very special. Okay, palm, tip the fingers. Okay, and we have mid eyebrow, forehead, crown, all this area. But the strongest one, that energy you can gather them in, is the navel. The navel and the door of life. So opposite the navel, the door of life. So when you learn, so this activate the palm is every time you have to do. Every day we have to do it. Okay, because if you don't activate them, and when you activate them, they first thing they form negative, positive, yin yang. Now, you feel that your tip of the fingers, your palm have a yin yang, and when they spin, Qi come to you. Okay, so that is the one thing that you have to learn. Now the sole of the feet is the same. Okay, actually the sole of the feet is just like another hand. So the sole of the feet and tip of the fingers, and we also divide negative, positive. So when you put your feet on the ground, you can feel the sole breathing, the toes breathing, and the earth, yin yang energy coming up. Okay, so that is, you can feel that energy. And everywhere, when you learn how important this energy, and you can in the West, this is what the West discover. Now, very interesting when I see this picture, I say, that is how you. So they haven't talked about. They talk about that the palm have the power to align this energy. Okay. Now, when your palm not align this energy, it vacuum polarization. Okay. So it's spiral tension, and so it's now in this one we say random. The body is no arrangement. Now in this one is more aligned. So so that's why the Qigong, you see, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you align the Qi. If you have good Qi, the Qi align to you. So when you spiral all the Qi, and you gather the Qi, condense the Qi, and you can bring it into the navel. That is why we call the Qigong. Okay, and this is what the West discover. Okay, and they discover that this energy. Now they also discover that we call the silk. Pulling the silk wrap around the steel. So you pull the silk and wrap around the bone. Because when you wrap the silk around the bone, it turns the bone into steel, strong bone. Okay, so so there are threads. So this is what the threads of spiral with high density energy. Okay, it's a particle, but it's like a virtual energy polarity, and like silk. So in the Tao say pulling the silk out from the air. So it pull the silk. So they have a famous picture of this one. So we call pulling the silk. So this is a famous famous picture. So this is a famous picture of the pulling the silk. So this is pulling the silk out of the air, and you so a maiden pull the silk out of the air and they spin into the thread. Okay, the spin. So the spin, and that spin is drawing energy from the universe. So we call pulling the silk out of the air and spin them into a chi. Okay, and now we know that everybody learn how to heal. Okay, but for me, I have the ability to heal since I'm very young. I'm a boy, because I don't know, I have energy. Some people not feel good. I put a hand and they feel good, you know. So when I'm young, I always like to learn, and when I see so many people, like in the park, I live in Bangkok, in the park. So every morning they come up and do Qigong and do practice. I say, oh, that's what I like, you know. And so at first I learned with these people. It's very simple Qigong. They just move every morning and they do Qigong in a park, and they practice and do the breathing and all kind of thing. And after that, when I learned, after that, I want more than that, you know. So I met my master that teach me the Inner Alchemy Qigong. So that is so the whole so this Inner Alchemy Qigong actually is my expert. Okay, so the since I graduate, and I haven't do anything. So I cannot figure out what I'm doing. So since I graduate, I just and I'm teaching. So from there I went to US 25 years. So I only teach this practice. At first, I promised my master that I will teach. He said you have to teach the Chinese people first. So I went to the New York Chinatown. I stayed there. So I teach Chinese people 5 years. Okay, and after I said, okay, master, he passed away already. He said, master, I fulfill my promise teaching the Chinese people 5 years in Chinatown, New York, Chinatown. And after that, I start teaching I start writing book and teaching to the first thing I teaching in New York, Boston, and Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and after that I go to teach to Europe, you know. So that is the so the inner alchemy part, you know, because you know we have the palm, and there's so many energy. So the thing is that in the Tao way, they discover that when you bring energy in and you don't spinning, we call spiral. Okay, so we have like you need to spin. When you don't spin, energy have to be spin. So like the electron in the cell, they have to spin. If they don't spin, there's no energy. The cell no energy. So that's why they have to spin. So qi in our body also have to spin. Okay. So that's why the Tao discovered we have moon orbit, we have the microcosmic orbit, and that is the first level that people have to learn to get the moon orbit, to get the microcosmic orbit. And so in the process of opening the microcosmic, you have the a practice to practice, because a certain practice that you have to learn how to open all the energy point in the body. So we have the it's a whole Qigong cosmic primordial the cosmic primordial Qigong. So you learn how to get in touch with the energy, the earth force. And we always like to have a tail, because the tail is very important. The tail is come from the we call coccyx. Okay. So so in the Tao practice, we always like to, when we sit, we always have a tail, and we're vibrating the tail. So the tail in the Tao regard them like a grounding, a ground winding. So when you're vibrating your tail, you're connecting to the earth and you're grounding. Okay. And when you're grounding, now you have to learn how to. So you learn how to for me, when I focus in my dantian, when I focus in my navel, I always feel some pain. That's it. And I know that energy are healing me. Okay. Like this few days, I have shoulder pain. I cannot focus. If I focus on here, the pain is so much pain on my shoulder. And I have to go through the pain until no more pain. And that's it. It's okay now. Yeah. Otherwise, so every time when I laying down, I touch my navel, and the energy come, I feel, here pain, there pain, a little bit, and it go, and it finish. That means the energy are healing me. So since I learned this technique, how to focus in the navel, and how to store energy below the dantian, I don't know, I haven't get sick at all. More than 50 years, I haven't get sick. And I believe that because of the practice. Yeah. And I don't get sick. And it's you live in this world, you say you don't get sick, you're just crazy, huh? But it's really, I practice this. So up to now, it's many years already. Okay, many. So that here is 20, in here is 27 years, in US is 25 years. So it's quite long, So more than 50, 27, 50 something years. So my life is, I'm doing this, and I still preparing more material, new thing, So so once you understand this energy, okay, you can heal yourself. But usually, for me now, I touch my navel, and the energy started. When the energy started, the violet light comes. That's all. That's all. And the sound comes. So this three things is always here, always present. So now, when I do it, when I touch my navel, I quiet my mind, I hear the primordial sound. And when I look into the darkness, primordial light comes. That's all. And now the energy comes. Okay. When the energy comes, my navel get warm, my door of light get warm, and now energy started. And when the energy started, if I have some pain somewhere, the chi will go there, and it just keep on working on it until the pain gone. That's all. And so every day when I feel some pain here, some pain there, oh, good, chi work on me, chi healing me. So it's a very, I like it so much because, and that is my life. So my teaching and everything. And so we have the like the Qigong series, we have the cosmic primordial Qigong. So you have a form to learn. We call the 6 direction, 3 Dantian and 6 direction. Okay, so it's a form you have to learn, and you have to activate the Dantian fire and heart fire and the kidney fire. Okay, so you activate the kidney fire. So this is a kidney fire. So there's a certain form, and I will help you opening your palm. That is the key. So I will transmit energy, open your palm, and activate your hand and the palm, because the human palm, that means the feet the same. The feet is the same, but we cannot use the feet that like the hand, And so in the feet you also have it. Okay, so when you learn how to, there's so many energy, and this energy is different from the air we breathe. So energy, when it goes to the nose, it cannot be used. But when it comes to the palm, crown, navel, door light, our body know how to use it. So we call, and that is so this one is into the, when we do practice. Okay, and when you go to the Qigong form, so so every year I only teach one time, and that is this November. So there's only all the Qigong form. So like we have the November Qigong, we have the from 4 to 6, and that is Inner Alchemy Qigong, Inner Alchemy basic meditation. Okay, you need to sit until you feel energy, and you feel energy spinning, moving. If you don't feel energy in the sitting, you stand up, you cannot feel the energy. There's energy everywhere, but can you get the energy to you? And you have to learn how to, so we go to a very detail of how to closing and opening the navel. So our navel is always open, our navel. Okay, so in the Tao, very concerned about the navel. Okay, the navel is always open. In a normal way, we always open. Okay, and when we always open, we are very easy to connecting with different people. If you have a good environment, you are connecting with good people, and that's our navel. So the navel always connecting to the, when we grow up now, your navel always connecting to your mother, father, your brother, your sister, like that. So that is when we grow up, the navel connecting to all these people. And when we grow up, go to society, we connecting. If you have a good friend, your navel connecting with them. Okay. Otherwise, but when you go into a negative part, we're connecting to a negative people. Okay, and they, when you connect, their negative come to you right immediately through the navel and go right into you. So that's why you have to learn how to open and how to close your navel, because you have to, you see, how to close the navel, because our navel is always open. So when you learn how to close and how to opening the navel, okay, and it's also known as a spiritual gate. And you're closing the gate and you're opening the gate. Opening. So navel is, in the Tao, we think that this is very important. Because so we always want to collect energy, clockwise, counterclockwise, store energy in the navel. And so navel, you either connecting to the good people or you're connecting to the negative people. I just take the negative picture out, connecting to a whole kind of very negative people, And so that is the navel. Navel, you're born with it. From the beginning, when our life, we have the umbilical cord connecting to the mother. When we born, we have this umbilical cord connecting to the people around us. And when we don't know how to handle this very well, so that will be a problem for us, because the navel is the connecting to negative or positive energy, because that is the so especially when it's the navel, so you have to learn how to close the navel or open the navel. That means in normal way, the navel is always open. So that's why we're connecting to people we don't know. Pick up the negative energy we don't know. So when you learn how to open and close the navel, now you have more control. Because when you cannot control your navel, many negative energy can come to you in a very many different way. And that is the So the whole Tao practice is the small heavenly orbit. So you have to, the goal is we want to circulating, when we spin the Tai Chi and the draw energy, and the microcosmic can spin in orbit. So we have a forward orbit and a reverse orbit. So your Dantian become, when you activate your Dantian well, you can feel Qi coming in. Have to go to the navel. And the Qi is very important. Because Dantian are built that way. Navel and below that is a Dantian. That's where you can store energy. You have a place. And when you don't use this Dantian to store energy, you no energy. Every day we spend energy. You sleep, you recharge, but daytime you spend them. To one level, you spend more than you can get charged at night, and now you have lesser energy, and you're gonna get sick. So for me, I always lie so much. I usually sleep. I just go to sleep, and when I wake up, sometimes I don't move. I just touch the navel, look into the darkness. When energy come, I know energy come. When energy come, I know that I feel some pain here, some pain there. Always, it's very quick and you fix it. Okay, and and the after that I just focus, and the violet light is always going to come, and the primordial sound also always going to come. Once you get it, okay, once you get it, and so the primordial sound coming, high pitch sound, okay, like here. In this room, it's stronger than my house. In this room, it's quite loud. For me, you know, when I focus on it, it's very loud, high pitch sound. Okay, and when I close the eye, dark violet light comes. So this room, because I do practice and teaching, so this is the strongest one. Yeah, in the whole Tao garden, there are people come in, they feel energy. You know, so yeah. So in the basic, you learn how to I help you, guide you, pass energy to you, opening the orbit, and we have learn the inner smile, seeking sound, and and microcosmic, and that's the basic. After that, we have the healing love, and we have the whole Qigong. So we have a different kind of Qigong that we do, and we have a cranial sacrum Qigong, 5 element Qigong, stem cell Qigong. All these things is very practical. Okay, it's 5 element Qigong is 5 major organs. Okay, and the stem cell Qigong, actually, stem cell, they can activate. They need energy. They need qi. When the stem cell they have no qi, they cannot repair. They need energy to do the repair. The stem cell is repairing or replacing. So every stem cell needs qigong and need energy. Well, okay. And wisdom qigong. Wisdom qigong is where you develop your mind, your brain. Okay, and that's the violet light cover the brain. And we have Dantian qigong, and that's my favorite. It's a form, Tao Yin and Buddha palm. So we have many whole series of qigong, which I only teach once a year. It's in the November. Yeah, and we have the full Ancient Qigong 1, Ancient Qigong 2, Ancient Qigong 3. That is the so the November is a Qigong series, and so we teach it every year like that. And in the January is a dark room practice. Yeah, so we start with basic healing love, fusion 1, fusion 2, fusion 3. So that is only once a year. It's lesser enlightenment, greater enlightenment, greatest enlightenment, sealing 5 senses. So that is in the dark room. So in the first 5 weeks, we're here. And the other 4 weeks is in the dark room. So everybody go to the dark room, you stay there. If you did 1 week, you stay in the dark 1 week. No light, nothing. Yeah. And no telephone. Yeah. So we ask you leave the telephone outside. Okay. Because if you're in a meditate and a ring, you know, everything off. Yeah. So so that is the that is the Qigong series. It's very interesting. My specialty is Inner Alchemy. Yeah, Alchemy Qigong. Yes. Okay. So
yes, Master Chia, thank you. Some people have a problem that they lack of energy. They have some low energy. Could you please tell us how Qigong can solve this problem of low energy?
So the first thing is they have to learn the Dantian. Dantian store energy. So in a Tao state, when people low energy, no energy, the first thing is they cannot focus. They're very, what you say, by very scattered. Okay? So the first step, they have to touch the navel, below the navel, focus. So their mind, so when the people tell them to touch, their mind go right away. Okay? So they have to learn how to focus. And when they focus below the navel, in the Tao state, that is the place. So they have Qigong, so they learn Qigong, simple Qigong, inhale, exhale, and they started to learn how to inhale, draw energy, push energy, spiral energy, gather energy, condense energy, bring into the navel. So they learn how to get Qi outside and store in the Dantian, or we call the battery. They run out of battery. The battery, every cells have battery, called mitochondria. Every cell have a battery. So Qigong actually increasing the mitochondria to store energy. So cell, when they cannot store energy, there's no Qi. Yeah. And that is the Tao discovered. This is the biggest battery. So this battery cannot be charged. The other cell cannot be charged.
So it means the Qigong teach us how to collect outside energy and bring it inside and charge your battery.
Because their procedure, because outside energy, when you don't do it, we every day we do this, but if you don't learn how to do, Qi is everywhere, in the Tao, Qi is everywhere, but how can you take this Qi coming to you? That is the whole procedure of Qigong practice. So you do practice Qigong and do kind of practice. Now when you finish, you gather the Qi, condense the Qi, and bring them into the navel. Navel is a door. So you open it. You open it and you bring them in. After that, you're closing it. Now Qi, and when you close it, and you ask the Qi to stay with you. Okay, otherwise Qi will run out again, and no more Qi. Yeah.
Great, thank you. One more thing, Master Chia, can you please explain us why inner alchemy is important? Why it's not enough just to do the form, some physical forms like Tai Chi and many others?
Because in the Tao practice that I learned, okay, that I learned from my master. My master said, if you don't you don't feel energy, I cannot teach you any Qigong. So that's the first step. He said you have to sit. Okay, sit. So I have to sit, and he don't emphasize in cross leg. Okay, you sit, and your feet touch the ground. So the first thing, you get the grounding, and you started to rock your sitting bone and vibrating your tail. And that is very important, because the tail is like a ground winding. So when you're vibrating the tail, you feel the tail going down to the ground, and you get connection. And when you connect, the leg connect, the tail connect, and now the crown connect. And you feel energy. It started to move. And energy come. Yeah. Because it's the same thing in the electricity. Number one, there are three poles. One is negative, positive, and one is grounding. That's all. So if there are three poles, negative, positive, wiring, and no grounding, people can get shot. So that's why grounding is the feet. And the Tao very emphasize feet. And the most important part of the feet is the bubble spring. Okay? The bubble spring. So the bubble spring is the feet, the sole of the feet that connecting to the ground. And when we don't get this sole of the feet connecting, we have no power. And that's what the Tao believe that way. So so that's why the sole of the feet. So the sole of the feet, they are negative and positive, the same thing like the palm. So now when you put it down and you hold the hand, yin yang, and the sole of the feet touch the ground and the earth energy come out. Yeah. Yes.
Chia, can you show us, please, a short exercise that people can do?
Yes. Yeah. We usually like to do a simple Qigong we call spinal cord breathing. So there are many Qigong, but this is a fixed Qigong that we have to do. So the our intention is breathing energy into the, so we breathing in, and so in the Tao said, when we put intention, like in the mid eyebrow, forehead, crown, we can bring in energy, and especially on the back of the head. So in the higher level, we're going to using a golden moon on the back of the head. So this golden moon will shining into the brain and shining to the solar plexus and make the solar plexus go. So in the Tao, we said if you touch the navel, sternum, break in the middle, is solar plexus. So solar plexus in the Tao we call yellow gold. So when you think about the solar plexus, yellow gold, and you think a golden moon. So we have silver moon is a white light, and the golden moon is the golden light. Okay. So now in the Tao, give the bone golden color, a yellow color. So the yellow color, if you enhance them into golden color, so we call the bone grow with golden bone. Okay, so golden light and golden bone. Okay, so the spinal cord breathing involved with the whole spinal cord. Okay, so we inhale. So let's stand up, everybody, and so your hand go like this. Inhale. You're opening your chest. Pull your shoulder backward. Pull your shoulder backward. Chest open. Okay, chest open. So your shoulder back, chest stick out, and opening your chest. And so we inhale. Now, when you exhale, you can use mouth or you can use your nose. So when we exhale cloudy and gray color out. Because the Tao believe that all the stress and tension and sick energy is in the spinal cord. Because that is the whole, when we stress, the whole spinal cord is very tension. Okay? So that's why we say, whether we inhale, breathe in the golden light into your brain and neck and thoracic, lumbar, and sacrum. When you exhale, cloudy gray color out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We call spinal cord breathing. Exhale, cloudy and gray color. Inhale. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And just stand for a moment. Feel you breathing into your scalp and into your spinal cord and into your bones. Feel the bone grow with golden light, yellow gold. So that is the spinal cord breathing, which we will do a lot. In the Qigong, every time we have to do this. And you learn, so I will help you open the palm and all this. When you open the palm, you will feel that, hey, I feel qi. Yes.
Can you tell somebody who has difficult to sleep what he can do?
It focus below. Touch the navel below the navel. Because the people cannot sleep. Why? Because they think too much. When they think too much, the head is overactive and it cannot sleep. So that's why people have the problem is this. They think too much, worry too much, and the head too heavy, and they cannot sleep. So this is what we are overthink. We are the heaviest burden that carry are the negative thought in our head. It's so everything negative, and the head is so heavy. We cannot carry them anymore.
Chia, can you show us, please, the crane neck?
Crane neck? Yes. So the crane necks I usually using in the sitting position. So you first stretch your neck very long, and so you feel your neck, your spinal cord, everything stretched out, and you make it round. Sink your chest, make it round, and the neck come back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I like this simple, and you really feel you are opening your whole chest, your whole spinal cord, and your spinal cord. So at least do 9 times. 9 times in the Tao we call the cosmic number. 369 is a cosmic number. And you smile and rock on your spine, and you feel your spinal cord warm and nice. Yeah. Okay. So Gregory, you want to talk about the? So Gregory will. We have the whole Qigong series, so Gregory will talk about that.